Hello, 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 hello. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you are and when you are seeing this. Hi, I'm Casey Durango of Go Keto with Casey, where I talk about how I lost 97.4 pounds after starting the ketogenic protocol and how you may be able to lose weight, improve your health, and regain control of your life like I did. Hope everyone is well. If someone can let me know that you can see and hear me, I would really appreciate it because I never know. Looks like everything's working, but one never knows. Okay, today, if you're a first time viewer of one of these live streams, quick heads up: there is no particular agenda. I often have a topic of the day, which I do today, but I generally tend to go towards the comments throughout, and the second half, pretty much, it's all y'all's comments. Oh dear, there goes Jack whining. For those of you who know about old Jack, our old, very old dog, I think it confuses Jack. When I am talking into a computer, he doesn't get that. But then he wants to go out. It's like if you have kids, little kids, as soon as you go to the bathroom, they need you immediately. The little hands come under the door. Anywho, it's a diversion. Um, I will talk about the topic. I do want to let you know how I learned and how I have practiced the ketogenic protocol for now over 11 and a half years. Keep your carbs 20 grams or fewer a day. Total carbs, not net carbs. Why not? Because net carbs just means more carbs. Enjoy fatty sources of protein. What does that mean? Just eat the fat that comes with the protein. The eggs with the yolks, the poultry with the skin, the pork chop with the little band of fat. Does not mean pound back fat, dietary fat. Non-starchy vegetables in limited amounts, full fat dairy in limited amounts if you want those. Vegetables and dairy not required. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Oof. Stop eating when you've had enough. Be patient and persevere. Those last two I added myself. Now, there are lots of questions, myths, superstitions, fears that can come when we start any new nutrition protocol. But the low carb protocol has been particularly demonized for decades. Why? That's probably lots of reasons we could go into, but let's just leave it at I don't care what the reasons were. I just know what works for me. I don't want to get into analysis paralysis. Oh, hello. Terry Hubbard says it's a great day to have a great day. I agree. Kimberly Reed, good morning from Tennessee. Cassandra Boyle, see and hear you. All is good. Brenda Johnson, good morning. Good morning. So here's the topic. So, does the ketogenic protocol, following it, make one look old? Specifically, does it make me look old? Let me tell you how this came up. There is a person who occasionally, but regularly, stops by my YouTube channel underneath my videos and clearly is not a fan of the protocol. This person writes, keto is dangerous and bad for you. Look, it makes you look old and tired. Now, this person should just go back to cheering for his Leeds football club over yonder across the pond and leave people who are just happy feeling better alone. But the question does come up, and I've heard from people who've been told, my friend told me, oh, if you follow that, you're going to lose a lot of weight and you'll get a bunch of wrinkles. I had someone reach out to me whose mother gave them that message. Honey, don't do that. You'll lose a lot of weight and you'll look older. Okay. So the thumbnail of today's topic says, does keto make me look old? And then below it says, that's a trick question. Why is it a trick question? Because that's not the right question, in my opinion. Keto does not make me look old. Do you know what makes me look old? My age. I am older. I have aged. I started this 11 and a half years ago. I was, guess what? 11 and a half years younger. And as we know, every decade of age changes our looks. A 15-year-old and a 25-year-old usually don't look the same. A 25 and a 35-year-old probably starting to look different. 35 and 45, 45 to 55, forget about it. So I am older. But why is that a trick question? Well, part of it is because no, keto doesn't make me look old. My age makes me look old. But the trick question is who cares? What's better? To grow older healthily and look older or not look older and die younger? Or don't have wrinkles because what is bloated. So the wrinkles are all stretched out, but your metabolism is wrecked and you have high blood sugar and high blood pressure and all your joints hurt. And even the larger question, where did it get to be such a sin to to look older than you used to look? Not older than everybody, just look older than you used to look. Some people naturally have youthful appearance no matter what. They don't have to have special procedures or anything done. FYI, I've had no special procedures done. If I if I'd had procedures done on my face to look younger, I would be complaining to that surgeon. And I've had procedures done, but they've been for medical reasons. So maybe we need to shift our motivation. Who's afraid of wrinkles? My new hero, Jamie Lee Curtis. She essentially said, "To heck with anti-aging, I'm pro-aging." Of course, she's Jamie Lee Curtis, she looks fantastic, always has done. But I don't look like Jamie Lee Curtis, never have, but I look older. But keto didn't do it. You know what keto has done? Has made me age as a person without medications. I take no medications. I take a teaspoon of cod liver oil when I remember a day. And on Mondays and Thursdays, I take a Tums for the calcium. That's it. I don't even take a multivitamin. I certainly don't supplement with a bunch of I don't do that. And I'm quite healthy. Thank you very much. So what has keto done? It has allowed me to age without pain, without medications, being able to go up and down stairs 15 times. All of our bedrooms are upstairs. This house was built before people started thinking about, oh, good Lord, you're going to get old one day. You're not going to want stairs. But I'm happy to have the stairs. I'm happy to be able to go up and down them. Flip, flip, flip. My husband, also on keto, he goes upstairs 2 at a time. So, yes, keto has let's change the question. Does it make me look old? I don't know. I don't care. I don't know what I would have looked like if I had stayed a sugar burner all these years. I know one thing. If I felt the way I felt 11 and a half years ago, I would not be a happy person. And I'm a pretty happy person now. I continue to have to try to manage anxiety when it wells up, but I'm working on that. And by the way, this is not I'm not doing this for people to say, "Oh, you don't look old, you look great." No, I know how I look. I appreciate it. Any compliments are, gladly accepted. And I will take them if they are offered in the spirit in which I assume they are intended. But I know how I look. And I know I've got wrinkles and sags and, I've got, turkey skin. But you know what I used to have? A bullfrog neck. Now I've got turkey neck. I used to have bullfrog neck. I'll take the turkey neck. I'll take my waddles. It's okay. You know, if Pamela Sue Anderson can go decide, who needs makeup, let's go makeup free, bless her. We don't all need to look like we stopped the aging process 25 years ago. Let's face it, some people have procedures done. You don't say, "Oh, they look so youthful." You say, "Wow, they've had a lot of work done." I mean, where's the bragging rights in that? And who needs to brag about looking youthful? How about we feel youthful? Does keto make me look old? I don't know. Do I feel old? No. I barely feel older than I used to because I was weighted down and everything hurt. I had acid reflux and chronic ulcerative colitis and depression and you name it. It was bad. Well, I don't feel like that anymore. I had the thought process the morning before I started laying off the carbs in January 8th, 2014. I was feeling pretty bad physically and mentally. And I had the thought, I might be able to be kept alive or stay alive for the next 30, 35, 40 years, but I don't know if I want to if I'm going to feel this way. It's different now. That process has changed. Okay, I'm going to first of all, you do not have to buy one thing to be 100% successful at the ketogenic protocol, but I will happily sell you reverse link to my spread shop below. Little hoodies and mugs and stickers and stuff, and my green journal, which you can go to my blog, caseydurango.com. Also, I've got a goal set. This sounds weird. This is a thing YouTube came up with. If 5 people will do a super chat for $2, I will pledge my goal. I will do a what we ate today video, which I haven't done in a long time. And if you could subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up. That helps. And I also have a private support group at patreon.com where, depending on your pledge, you get 20 pre-recorded video snippets every weekday morning from me. Going up from there, handful of patron-only live streams on Crowdcast, and up from there, a one-on-one with me a month. Thank you very much. Commercial over. I appreciate it. Now, let me look to see what you guys have going on. Betty Lookabaugh, good morning from Ohio. Kay Cala UT, my sis-in-law says she doesn't want to lose weight because she will get wrinkles like me. Me? I lived in a community pool in Kansas as a kid, and then on the beaches of California for 5 years. Ha ha. Meaning you were in the sun. And not for nothing, if your sister-in-law is listening to this, how rude. What the heck? So don't lose weight. Be wrinkle-free. And on, insulin and high blood pressure medicine and, all that. We're doing that to the sister-in-law. Grace Sanchez writes, good morning. Thank you for your beautiful attitude and advice. Well, thank you. And Diane Salyers, who's master chat, that's number 3. There's like these top fans things that YouTube does this. I don't do this. Keto is amazing. 72 here, no meds, and I believe a whole lot of aging comes down to attitude. Genuinely happy people just look happy, like you. Well, thank you, honey. I didn't used to look happy at all, but thank you. I appreciate that. Kimberly Reed, today, number 1 fan. Aging gracefully should be the goal. Yes. And Linda Bridges, hello from Texas. And Betty Lookabaugh, I'm 75 and no meds. I just had my annual physical and pristine blood test results. Listen to that. 75, no meds, pristine blood work. I was in a wine shop. This is some time ago. I used to have a meetup local meetup. Go Keto with Casey meetup at a wine shop. And I was waiting to, for the folks to show up. I got there early and I was reading my book, and there was a table of three ladies. Well, right over there. I mean, well within earshot. And it was fairly early in the, or late in the afternoon, not yet evening. So they were there, and I'm sipping on my glass of wine, and they're having theirs. And this one woman, at some point, some people just like to, they really do feel like they're bragging on how many medications they're taking. They kind of do it like it's a complaint, but then they're kind of proud of it. This one woman says to her friends, "Well, my doctor has me on bumpity bump, 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 bump." She listed off all these medications. She says, "Y'all, that's 9 medications." I'm in the South. "Y'all, that's 9 medications. It's just a good thing I'm healthy." A- And she said this with no irony. She meant it. She thought she was healthy because I assume those medications were trying to keep her body functioning. But she was on 9 medications. We lose sight of it. We lose sight of the fact that many things that are advertised now, I won't go into details about the things that you see now everywhere, with prescription, without prescription, do it in doses, do it and so on. They just give yourself a shot every now and again. Can be done by laying off the carbs. I'm just saying. Linda Bridges, I already said that one. Ruth Haney, good morning. And Linda Bridges writes 79 and no okay, let's start bragging about that. Now, our friend, I don't see her here today, Judy Tucker from Hopkinton, Iowa, the farmer. She's also a patron, by the way. I really appreciate that. Thank you, patrons. She's now lost, I think the last time she shared was 177 pounds. And she's off, someone else will remember better than I. Is it 9 or 10 medications? 9 or 10 medications off of them. I'll take off medications any day. Diane Salyers writes, "Woo! Betty and Linda, you go." Now, this is not just, I know it's, I am my age, I'm 67. I have to think about it. I'm 67, by the way. Some people have, like, they've typed in little tiny letters like they're whispering. Okay, so how old are you? I'm 67. I have no problem sharing my age. I do have to sometimes stop and think about it. Is it 67? Yes. And because it's my channel and I'm a white-haired lady with wrinkles, some people can think that this channel or this message is for older women. Well, it is for older women, but not exclusively. There are gentlemen among us. And there are young gentlemen among us. And there are very young women among us. And there are mothers who are trying to. Jack is playing games with us. Jack is pretending like he wants to go out, but you know what he wants? He wants a cookie. What he really wants is a greenie. He makes us laugh. I will say that. The old man's not falling for it. Sorry, diversion. Squirrel. There are mothers who are leading their children down this path. Instead of feeding them Pop-Tarts and fruit roll-ups and chunky peanut butter on white bread, they're starting to say, how about a couple of eggs and a sausage for breakfast? Or no, we're not keeping chips and popcorn in the house. We're in charge. When we have young children, we're in charge of what they eat. They become adolescents and teenagers. They're going to make some more decisions. But hopefully, they will have learned lessons when they're children if we don't keep. Does anyone here think that pretzels, chips, and Pop-Tarts and donuts and Little Debbie pinwheels are nutritious for children. Does anyone think that? If you think that, then I'm going to invite you to rethink that. But anyway, this is not just a protocol for old women or postmenopausal women. Frankly, it's not just a diet for people who are overweight. My husband is doing it, not because he's ever had a weight issue, but because he heard the lectures, the medical lectures to which I listened. And he could hear them. I wasn't making him, he could just hear them. And it made sense to him. Burning fat for fuel is a lovely way to be a human. Much better than burning sugar for fuel. It might be asking a lot of those of us raised in a modern, particularly Western culture, to accept that growing older is not shameful. Looking your age is not shameful. It's not something to be looked down upon. It can have its advantages. There's a fairly new series on television with Kathy Bates titled Matlock. It's not the Matlock, of course, with Andy Griffith. By the way, my kid did a commercial with Andy Griffith. Cute story. My kid was like 4 or 5 at the time, and it was for a restaurant chain. And Andy Griffith was there, and they were in a booth. And during one of the breaks, Andy Griffith, he's sitting next to Andy, and they did cut, and the director was moving stuff around. And the director says, my son's name is, I won't call his first name. I will respect his privacy, although he's on Internet Movie Database and a little tiny things. Anyway, says, hey, son, the director says, did you know that Andy used to work with another young kid a few years ago? And of course, he's referring to Ron Howard on the Andy Griffith Show. And Andy says, yep, I sure did. He said, back then, he had red hair and I had black hair. And now I have white hair and he has no hair. And I'd love it if he'd call to hire me for a job. Anyway, that was a real diversion. Now you know what the morning snippets are like. Anyway, Kathy Bates is in a series called Matlock. And Kathy Bates looks her age when she has a line in there. She's, you know what's a good thing about being an old woman? They never see us coming. Yeah, you do become invisible. That's okay. It's okay. Rex Evans writes, thank you, Casey, for giving us more positive incentive to be healthy and happy. That is the thing. I could step out today and go to the nice, any of the shopping centers that are around, or just the multitude of high-end grocery stores that are within walking distance of my house. I'm very fortunate. Or just, shoot, go to a park and see people who I have to assume are quite a bit younger than I, but look like they're feeling poorly. Now, some things make you feel poorly. It's not nutrition related at all. There is disease. There are injuries that can happen. But you probably don't have to go too far either to see people. Jack, he's a very old dog. But I'm sorry, sweetie, you're going to have to whine a little bit. He got let out. Here's what's going to happen. He's going to turn around and want to come back in 12 seconds because he thinks when he goes out and comes back in, he gets a cookie. Dummy. Okay. I am sorry if this has been a distracting live stream. I will probably get some thumbs down. Okay. I can take that as well. I can take looking older and I can take thumbs down. Feeling good about yourself And I'm not talking about being able to wear size 6. I'm talking about feeling good about yourself because you're not on medications, because you can sleep in your bed in a lying down position without sleep apnea. Feeling good about yourself because you can bend down to do your gardening without your joints screaming at you. We can feel good about ourselves for many reasons. And we should feel good about ourselves that we've made it to the age we are. I don't care whether you're 22 or 42 or 62 or 82 or 92. We made it, right? What's the alternative? I could have died young. I've had, like many of you, I've had many opportunities to die young, from head on automobile collisions when I was in college, to invasive cancer when I was pregnant, when I was 29, to more cancer, to falling off of a 25 or 30-foot ladder into a rock garden. I've had chances to die young. I guess I could have, and I wouldn't have had any wrinkles. But I wouldn't be able to be here talking to you about how you can lay off the carbs and you can feel better. And if I can do this, you can do this. I promise that is not just a tagline. It is a tagline, but it's not just a tagline. Okay, great. Diane Sawyer says, love the distractions. Squirrel. You know, keto doesn't fix everything. I have to see this. Our weekly video Bible study, Scott writes, FYI, we always like hearing about Jack. I started spelling his name when he was a little bit more alert and his hearing was better, because I've been doing this a long time. And I would say his name and he would, okay, like come and I would say, oh, you won't believe what Jack did today. And come running to me like he's all excited, like we're going for a walk. So I started spelling his name. It doesn't matter now because he can barely hear and he's mostly blind. And he comes. I'm gonna see if he looks over to watch. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. See, he's stopping. He's stopping at the cookies. And he looks back at me. He said, "Pop didn't give me a cookie." He gets spoiled. He will get cookies later. He'll get plenty of them. And they're not cookies. I don't give him human cookies. These are dog biscuits. I call them cookies. And a dental chew. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I don't remember. Let's be okay growing older. As we grow older, let's strive to feel good, as good as possible. Things go, oh, I know what I was going to say. Keto doesn't fix everything. Doesn't fix everything. But it doesn't hurt. And how many people just today said, Judy Tucker, hey, Judy, I was just talking about you. Right, it's morning all. Judy, how many medications do you now not take that you used to take? And thanks for the heart floaties. Just the people who are taking off medications. And that's not a benign thing, okay? Someone's paying for those medications. Even if our insurance supposedly covers it, someone's paying for it. Just someone else's premiums going up. Plus all the impacts they have on our insides, all those medications. Because in Western culture, a lot of times they don't take in consideration what else you're on. You're prescribed a medication that actually causes a problem in another part of the body. Anywho, better to be off medications. Like, keto has not fixed my eyesight. I still have a wonky eye, so I have to put my glasses on. Oh, Judy Tucker, my memory was correct. Off over 10 medications. And Karen writes, enjoy today. Lots of smiles on this end. That's good. Judy Tucker writes, my premium went down. What? What? Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And we will still have problems in our lives. I still have to think about anxiety. I've been very anxious the last day and a half. It's just something I work on, not depressed and not stressed, anxious. So I'm working on it. And this is why I'm employing breathing techniques and letting his Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama's words ring in my ears to calm down. But I know I feel better than I used to. This I know. And I'm a lot older than I was then. So to wrap it up, does keto make me look old? I don't know. I'll say it again. I'll tell you what makes me look old is my age, as it should. I will see you guys next time. God willing and the creek don't rise. Stay safe. Stay calm. Lay off the carbs. Lay off the excuses. And don't let other people telling you what you can't do or how it's going to wreck your health. There's just too much anecdotal evidence to the contrary. I'll raise my hand. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you allowing me to be part of your day, and I hope to see you next time.